Hey everybody, my name is Chef Stacy and welcome to my channel. Today is May 28th and today would have been my father's 77th birthday. He passed 10 years ago, and when he made his transition, it was during one of the most challenging times of my life. I was a new mom of a 9-month-old. I had a restaurant that was only a year old, and I was juggling so many things by myself that I felt completely overwhelmed. And when my father passed away, I was discouraged, I was downtrodden, I was saddened, I was hurt. But I was able to turn that grief into gratitude. And now I sit before you in complete peace, healed, happy, whole. And I know that some people are going through it. They're going through the loss of a relative or a friend or a parent. And so this is specifically for people who are going through the grieving process of a parent. But really, these things that I'm going to show you, these things that I applied to my life that helped me to get back to a whole and complete and healed woman, daughter, are things that I want to show you in the hopes that you can turn your grief into gratitude and your tragedy into triumph. So here are 5 things that I did that will definitely help you on your journey to healing from the loss of a loved one as well. The first thing I did was lean into my spirituality and into God and connecting to the universe, to the ancestors. Now, if you don't believe in God, then this is probably not the video for you. But if you do believe in God and you believe that there is a higher power, it doesn't matter what religion you are. I'm talking about spirituality and your direct connection with God, then definitely take a listen to this. So what I would do is in the morning, I started the practice of meditation. First, I would pray, which is asking for help, which is thanking God, thanking the ancestors, talking to God, talking to the ancestors. And then I would go into meditation for 15 minutes every day, not saying anything, not doing anything, sitting in a room in complete silence for 15 minutes with the intention of allowing my mind to rest, my body to rest, so that I can hear God talking to me. I'm not always talking, because we talk a lot. So you don't always want to talk to God. Sometimes you want God to be able to talk to you so you can hear the answers. And eventually what will happen is things will start to clear for you. Bad things, sadness will turn to joy just over time, because what's happening is you'll be able to connect to your loved one in a more spiritual and energetic way. So you got to remember, you got to know that we're spiritual beings first. We're physical beings second. So when we leave this earth physically, when my father left this earth, he only left the earth. He didn't leave this plane that we're on. He didn't leave this journey that I'm on. So what I had to do was find a way to have another kind of relationship with him. And the best way and the easiest way to do that, to connect with someone who is no longer here on this physical plane, is to sit down and meditate for 15 minutes every day. Another thing that I did, which is a side note to that, is I journaled almost every day. I don't want to say I did that every day, but almost every day. Just writing out my thoughts, getting things down on paper, just getting out of my head. And it wasn't a structured journaling. It's like whatever I wanted to write, I would set my timer in 15 minutes, just write out everything I was feeling. If I was feeling angry, if I was feeling sad, if I was feeling happy, no matter what it was, because it allowed me to get my feelings out. That way I'm not blocking. That way I'm starting the healing process. Because grief can be a lot. So you want to do whatever you can to make sure that you are connecting spiritually. And meditation, prayer, and journaling are definitely ways to do that. So the first thing again is make sure that you are connecting spiritually, that you have a direct connection with God and direct connection with the ancestors. And that will definitely help you on your journey. The second thing I did was I allowed myself to feel all of the feelings. So if I was feeling sad and I was feeling down, then I allowed myself to feel that, but not too long. Now, you don't want to be going days on end, if you can, feeling sad. And see, I didn't really have that luxury too, because again, I had a 9-month-old and I had a brand new business. So I wasn't able to just wallow in sadness and that kind of thing. But every now and then when I got by myself, if I wanted to cry, I would allow myself to cry. And then I would go back to my life, because I know that my dad would want me to carry on and be happy. But you have to allow yourself the time to grieve. So don't feel bad about that. Don't let others make you feel bad about that. You do what you have to do in order to get through the grief. The third thing I did was I kept going. Now, this may seem counteractive to just allowing yourself to feel all the feels, but I didn't want my life to stop. You know, even though I was heartbroken, the day after my dad's memorial service, I had to do a full-on presentation to move my restaurant from the first floor to the second floor of the downtown container park. And it was a bid. I was competing against other restaurants for this spot. So I couldn't allow my grief to overtake me, because I had to run my business. I had to do what was best for my business. So I had to compartmentalize. So when you're moving forward, you're going to have to learn how to do that. And again, meditation does help with that, because it helps clear your thoughts and your feelings. So I was able to go in there and I bodied that presentation. I ended up getting the slot on the first floor. And that again was the day after my father's memorial service. Was I sad? Yes. Was I heartbroken? Of course. But I still had to show up for myself, for my family, and for my legacy. The fourth thing I did, and this may come as a surprise to some of you all who don't know me, is that I went on a plant medicine journey. So I have done ayahuasca, which is a plant medicine ceremony. I've done that 3 times. I did it twice here in Las Vegas, and I started in 2016. My father passed in 2015. 2016 was the first year I did my first ayahuasca ceremony. And then my third ayahuasca ceremony I did in Peru. And each time the ceremonies opened my heart, it opened me up to my feelings and allowed me to have more of a deep and direct connection with my father and my loved ones who passed away. So plant medicine, now I don't recommend that you do it on your own. I definitely recommend that you do ayahuasca under a professional, because I don't want nobody coming back here trying to get me in trouble for you going to the Amazon jungle and not following instructions on how to do this. Plant medicine is something you do not want to play with, but it is here to help us heal. And I use the ayahuasca modality. I also did combo, and I also did San Pedro. I did mushrooms. I didn't do mushrooms till like 2020 though, but all of these plant medicines were done very responsibly in a controlled environment, and they were such beautiful experiences that helped open my heart and catapulted me spiritually eons behind most people who are going through grief. And it just allowed me to be more open in my heart, my mind, my body, and my soul. So plant medicine is definitely something that I would recommend you do, but again, under the help of a professional. And the fifth thing, and I would say the most important, is gratitude. Gratitude is everything. I started just being thankful for the father that I had, because let me tell y'all something about my daddy. He was amazing. When I tell you he was an OBGYN, his name is Dr. William Dugan, lived here in Las Vegas. And when I tell you that people still to this day come up to me when I'm out and they're like, your dad delivered my daughter, or your dad delivered me. It's just so amazing. And everybody has something good to say about my father. I have never once heard anyone say anything bad about my dad. Never. So I know that I was extremely blessed to have a father like him. I was extremely blessed to have a family that I've had, to have the lifestyle that I have, to have my health, to wake up in the morning. Just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That definitely helped me with the transition of my father's death. So hopefully this video will help somebody who is going through a transition right now with their family member or friend transitioning, specifically a parent, because a parent is like, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's who you're directly connected to. And trust me, if y'all are going through it, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. But it's this too shall pass. You just got to work on your healing, and you have to work on spiritually connecting and having a different kind of relationship with your loved one than you had before. See, before you had a physical relationship, now your relationship has to be spiritual. And so that means you have to work on your spirituality. You have to work on clearing your mind, body, and spirit. I'm going to be doing more videos like this because I really want to help people with this transition. I know a lot of people right now are going through so much. So if this has helped you, make sure to leave a comment. I appreciate you all taking the time to listen. Pass this along to someone who you think might need to hear this. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.